Hello, 7th standard. So, today our topic is on measurement of area. In your previous video, we had topics about volume. So, volume means it is your a three-dimensional space. Okay, it is a space which is occupied by an object. It is a three-dimensional aspect. But area means it is the amount of surface. Okay, it is the amount of surface covered by an object. It is a two-dimensional aspect. Okay, so volume is a three-dimensional, area is just only your two-dimensional. So we call that to be as an area, and the standard unit of your area, the SI system of unit of area, is nothing but meter square or square meter. Consider, I'll give an example, a rectangle or a square. Okay, so consider this to be as a square whose sides are 1 meter. So this is 1 meter and this is 1 meter. This is also 1, this is also 1. So you all know the formula for your area of a square is A into A. So all these are 1 meter. Therefore, the area of my square is 1 meter into 1 meter, which is nothing but 1 meter into 1 meter. You will get an answer of 1 meter square. So that is why we use a unit which is called as your square meter or meter square or square meter. So hope you all understood how you got this unit. Okay, so what is the SI unit of area? It is 1 meter square or meter square. So we will calculate everything in terms of meter square or else centimeter square. So the next one, area of regular shapes. As I told you already, regular shapes will have definite formulas because they have the definite shape and size. You will use your definite formula. As I told you before, area of a square is a square. Rectangle of length and breadth is length into breadth. Triangle base into height, half to base into height, and area of a circle is pi r square. All these you will be studying in your maths class. So the same concept you will be using for your regular shape. Now my next question will be on how to calculate the area of an irregular shape. Okay, how to calculate the area of a irregular shape. So here we will use our graph sheet. You all know about your graph sheet. So all those boxes are like equally measured boxes. Okay, in your graph sheet you will have equally measured boxes. So we will make our graph sheet. Okay, we'll use our graph sheet to note down the area of a irregular shape. So the graph, we all know it is divided into equal sized squares. We will use that particular concept. Okay, so therefore if I'm going to draw a picture, any random picture, the number of boxes should be counted to give your area. The number of boxes should be counted to give your area. Now look at here, they have drawn a leaf, okay, a random leaf, and they're asking us to find an area. So what you have to do, count the number of boxes, because each box is 1 centimeter square. Each box is a square, so therefore each box, one box accounts for 1 centimeter square. So the total number of boxes here will account for that particular area. So you have to count for regular shaped as well as half occupied shapes and all. So once if you see here, you can see some boxes are perfectly occupied squares. Certain boxes are only half occupied, so you have to take them as half and you have to approximate it. So look here, the number of complete squares is 18 and almost complete square is 19. Therefore 18 plus 9, it is 27 centimeter square. So why it is given in centimeter square? Because each box, okay, this one box accounts for centimeter square. Can you get me? This small box, this one small box accounts for 1 centimeter square. So in order to find the area of a irregular object, we'll be using a graph sheet, which is very easy. So each graph sheet will be marked with your centimeters, and the smaller lines will be of your millimeters. So using your centimeters you can find here, and there are also numericals which will come, and according to your values which is given in your numerical you can solve them. It's more like your mathematics sums. Next one is density. So density is a concept which you are learning now. Whenever an object occupies some space, okay, matter occupies space and it also has a mass, but same mass can also occupy different space. Okay, that is the concept behind your density. Same mass, both may weigh 2 kg, both, okay, let us consider going to take A and B. Both are going to have a weight of 2 kg, but one will occupy more space comparing to the other one. So in that case we will speak about a concept which is called as is your density. So density means in a given space how much mass I'm going to fit into it. It's called as your density. So more mass and less space means it is going to have quite high density. Got it? So the best example is you take your iron. Okay, we'll take an iron, and we'll also try to take a cotton or some very small items. Okay, we'll take cotton and an iron. Both are going to weigh 2 kg. The mass of your iron is also 2 and cotton is also 2. You will find, now what will happen, yes, your cotton will look much bigger, but it will have same weight. Though they are having same weight, the cotton will occupy more space comparing to your iron. Why? Because the density of iron is more comparing to your cotton. Your cotton is kind of loosely packed, whereas your iron is quite occupied. The iron molecules are quite closer to enough. They are tightly packed. So that is why we will say density is nothing but in a given mass or in a given space how much mass I'm able to occupy. That determines my density. So you will have one statement in your density. It clearly states a substance with equal mass can have different volume. That is the first example which I gave you, iron and a cotton. Similarly, equal volume, different substance can have different mass. Same, I mean, the volume is going to be the same, but they can also have different mass. Example, you take a container or a water bottle, two water bottles, you take water and kerosene, you will find the mass of kerosene will be little comparing to your water. So that experiment is given in your next page, so have a look into it. Okay, can you see? Yes, this is activity which I'm going to explain you now. The activity is so simple. It states that two equal volume. The volume is going to be same. Okay, I'm going to calculate the mass. So which is going to occupy more mass or more mass of it. So you take a physical balance in which I'm going to keep water and kerosene. So after filling the containers with water and kerosene and keeping in a physical balance, we will find the pan which is having your water will go down and kerosene will come up. You will also observe the same experiment. You can also do this. You take a clean container, pour water, and you try to pour oil, or if you have kerosene you try to pour on it slowly. Don't mix it up. Okay, first you pour water, let it settle for some time, and after that you can pour your kerosene. Observe it what is happening, so which is going up and which is coming down. You can observe this. You can also do as an activity in your home. So now coming back to our activity here, so we find the pan which is containing water will go down and the pan which is containing kerosene will go up. So it shows that though they are having equal volumes, okay, because of different masses the pans are not equal. This is because the matter in water is more closely packed than in kerosene. Okay, I will ask this answer from you. You have to explain me by doing an activity which I told you previously. You take a container, pour it with water, and next one you can use an oil. You try to observe which is going up. I mean, either the water is in the up or the oil is up. Don't try to mix them. Okay, without mixing, you try to do it and you just tell me the results in your WhatsApp group. So here what do we observe? Here water is going down and kerosene is coming up. Both are going to have same volume. If I'm going to take 1 liter, here also it is 1 liter. But why one is going up, the other one is coming up, because water is densely packed. The molecules are closely packed comparing to your kerosene. So using this, you can define your density. Density can be defined as mass by unit volume. Okay, density is defined as the mass by unit volume, mass divided by volume. Whenever the word by comes, it means it is divided. So density, the definition of density is nothing but mass divided by unit volume, as I told already. In a given volume, okay, in a given volume, for example, I'm going to give a volume of 2 meter cube. In that, how much amount of mass I can put into it, I can stuff into it, is called as my density. So how will you tell density of an object? If the object is going to have more mass in a very little bit of space, which means it is highly denser. Okay, it means it's a highly dense. So whenever we study about a physical quantity, it is always good to study about their units. So now think about it. What is the SI unit of mass? It is kg. What is the SI unit of volume? We saw that is meter cube. Therefore, the SI unit of density is kg divided by meter cube. Kg divided by meter cube. Okay, so this is your SI unit. This is your SI unit of density. Now, what is the CGS unit? CGS means gram divided by centimeter cube. Gram divided by centimeter cube. This is your CGS unit of density, and this is your SI unit of density. Your density can be denoted using a letter D, or it can be also denoted using a letter, this letter. Okay, we can also using a letter which is a Greek letter. It's called as rho. When you go to higher classes, you will automatically use this letter rho, not less of D and more of rho you'll be using in your higher classes. So here we have the density of different substances. Can you see? Water, ice, copper, brass, air, aluminum, and gold. So the density determines how strong a metal is going to be. More dense it is, more stronger it is. You cannot break it easily. So all these will be also learning in your chemistry lessons. So this is an introduction about it. So can you see what is the SI unit of density? Yes, the SI unit of density is kg meter cube, or also can be written as kg m minus 3. So whenever you take a power upwards, it will become minus 3. Okay, I'll tell you, listen. So what is the unit? Kg divided by meter cube. Okay, now I'm going to bring this meter cube upside. I'm going to bring it to the numerator. Therefore, it is kg meter minus 3. So whenever you're going to bring a quantity which is positive in the denominator, once it goes up, it will become minus 3. That is why they have written minus 3 over here, kg divided by meter cube, or kg m minus 3. And also you would have gotten doubt using your liters. Liters means we will be using ml. So 1 ml is nothing but 1 centimeter cube. So you can easily convert it. So this is the units of your density. Now the density of regular solids. Regular solids, directly they will have your formula. What is our formula? Density is equal to mass by volume. Okay, density is equal to mass by volume. Mass, imagine, let me take a mass of an object which is 52 kg. And the object is in rectangular and okay, it is in cube in shape, and the side of a cube is 5 centimeter. Therefore, what will happen? 5 centimeter or 50 centimeter. So volume formula is a cube. Using that, you can also do your sum. So for regular solids, it's so easy. Now look at this. A piece of iron of volume 40 centimeter cube has a mass of 312 gram. Find the density of the piece of iron. Now look at here. It is given in 40 centimeter cube. 40 centimeter cube means it is in CGS unit. Check for your mass. Mass is also given in CGS unit. So I can directly do my sum in CGS units. No need to convert them. So what is your formula? Density is equal to mass by volume. Mass is 312 divided by 40, that is 7.8 gram centimeter cube. So density of regular solids can be found using your direct formula. You no need to go for any other special formulas. So next one is density of irregular solids. How do I find the density of an irregular solid? So already I told you, we saw in your previous video, if you want to find the volume of your irregular solids, we will try to immerse them into a liquid. Yes or no? You'll just try to immerse them into the liquid and you will find the volume. The same method we are going to use here. What is your density formula? Mass by volume. Mass I know, I can weigh and find a mass. Now my question is, I want to find the volume. So in order to find the volume, I'm going to use the same principle what I used for density of a volume of a irregular solids. So what we did, you remember, you take a volume, immerse into the liquid, initial volume and the final volume, note on it, find the difference. That difference will give you the entire volume. Can you see here? Okay, shall we go into it? Okay, so what is the first one? First one, it is at 50. Okay, that is your initial volume. After immersing the solid into it, you will find the rise here, it is 70. Therefore the change in volume, V2 minus V1, therefore 70 minus 50, which is equal to 20 ml. Your 1 ml is equal to 1 centimeter cube. Therefore the change in volume 20 ml will be equal to 20 centimeter cube. We got it right? So I know my mass value, I know my density value. So using this I can find the volume of your irregular solids. So volume of irregular solids is so simple. Use your same method to find the volume of a irregular solid. Using that we can also find the density of your irregular solid. And the same note you have to follow. For the solids which dissolve in water, kerosene can be used instead. It should not be dissolvable in water. If it is going to dissolve in water, you have to use a liquid in which the material will not dissolve. So I want you people to go through these topics, okay, and we'll have one numerical, we'll just solve it, and the next topic will be about measurement of speed. So look at this. A measuring cylinder contains 40 ml of water. When a stone of mass 50 gram is lowered into the measuring cylinder, the water level rises to 60 ml. Calculate the density of the stone. Okay, calculate the density of the stone. Now what is the mass given? 50 gram. Initial volume 40, final 60. I need the difference in volume. Therefore 60 minus 40, it is 20 ml. So again 1 ml is equal to 1 centimeter cube. Therefore 20 ml is equal to 20 centimeter cube. Density is equal to mass by volume. Therefore 50 by 20, which is 2.5 gram by centimeter cube. So go through this. It's one of the easiest topics. Okay, it's so easy, you can understand them easily. So go through this, and if you have any doubt you can post me, and in our next video we'll be looking for measurement of speed. Thank you.